Buckle up, investors. AI's golden promise might just be a mirage in the making. By the end of 2025, the tech sector will have poured roughly $717 billion into large language model LLM AI and its supporting infrastructure over just 3 years. And here's the twist. Next year's investments could match or even exceed this staggering figure. To put that into perspective, this amount dwarfs the total capital poured into the entire tech industry since Silicon Valley's birth in 1956. Yet, despite the frenzy, a sobering question looms. Will this astronomical spending translate into real returns, or is it a high-stakes gamble waiting to implode? As someone who's navigated the tech investment landscape for 43 years, I've never witnessed a phenomenon like this. Big tech giants, media outlets, politicians, and investors are all chanting the same mantra. AI is the inevitable force that will revolutionize our world. But let's pause for a moment. What if the hype is outpacing the reality? After all, even if LLMs deliver on their promises, the brutal truth is that most of today's players, despite their billions, are destined to fold. And when they do, the fallout for shareholders could be catastrophic. The LLM arms race is already underway, with 5 or 6 near-identical projects from U.S. tech titans like Google, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft OpenAI, and xAI. These aren't just competitors. They're all vying for a global monopoly, each planning to spend hundreds of billions to outspend the others. And this doesn't even include side players like NVIDIA supplying the chips that power LLMs, or Apple quietly developing its own internal AI tools. The sheer scale of this competition is unprecedented, but here's where it gets controversial. Can the market possibly sustain all of these behemoths? Let's talk numbers. Corporate spending on AI in 2022 hit $91.9 billion. And by 2025, Gartner predicts global AI investment will balloon to $1.48 trillion, a 50% jump in just 1 year. Meanwhile, revenue from LLM products remains laughably small. In 2023, OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic combined made just $1 billion in public-facing sales, which skyrocketed to $4 billion in 2024. But here's the catch. Even with these gains, the lion's share of the $235 to $244 billion in 2025 revenue will go toward training and running the models themselves. Investors are banking on a future where user revenue closes this gap. But what if that future never arrives? The irony? Today's losses are tomorrow's profits for some. Take Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. Their cloud services have boomed thanks to the AI boom, turning corporate spending into their own windfall. NVIDIA's semiconductor sales? Through the roof. Even startups get caught in the cycle, receiving capital from these tech giants, only to return it as revenue. It's a self-sustaining loop, but what happens when the loop breaks? History shows that monopolies thrive, but here's the part most people miss. There's no room for 6 winners in this race. Jack Welch, the legendary GE CEO, once said, "Only 2 companies in a competitive industry can truly profit." If that rule applies here, at least 3 of these AI titans will face a brutal reckoning, and the cracks are already showing. From AI hallucinations in law and education to botched attempts in wellness and software development, a technology's flaws are hard to ignore. Companies tout fixes, but let's not forget, fixing AI's problems requires time, money, and a lot of luck. For now, customers are left with underwhelming results, while investors cling to the hope that the next breakthrough will save the day. But what if that breakthrough never comes? So who's best positioned to win? Microsoft and OpenAI have killer marketing, but internal conflicts could derail them. xAI's early government ties might crumble if Elon Musk's feud with Trump escalates. Google, Amazon, and Microsoft bet on their cloud dominance. But what good is a fortress if the battle outside is already lost? The truth is, the AI landscape is a minefield of assumptions. And here's the final kipper. When shareholders finally demand proof that their trillions will pay off, the answer will likely be no. For most players, that means a financial disaster far worse than anyone expects. Roger McNamee. Managing director at Elevation Partners and an early investor in Google and Facebook, knows this game better than most. But here's your chance to weigh in. Is AI truly the next economic revolution, or are we watching a bubble inflate in real time? Share your thoughts below. We're all betting on the future, but who's ready to lose it?